Good day, learners. Welcome to Mr. M's oral communication class, where learning English is quick, fun, and easy. If you haven't seen Lesson 4 of Oral Communication or would like to have a refresher, you may access the video here. Now, let's proceed with our lesson. Let's dive into Oral Communication Speech Acts. The theory of speech act was proposed by John Longshaw J.L. Austin, a British philosopher of language who primarily developed the theory of speech acts. He emphasized this in his best work entitled How to Do Things with Words. The theory of speech act believes that to say something is to do something. A person's speech is purposeful. It always leads to an effect. He proposed that people do more things with words that convey information. They often convey more than what their words encode. Spoken ideas are impactful and meaningful. Our conveyed words carry different meanings and intentions. Basically, a speech act is an utterance that a speaker makes to achieve an intended effect. According to the dictionary, an utterance is a string of words, a spoken word, statement, or vocal sound, and the action of saying or expressing something aloud. To summarize, this is the verbal idea or message. To elaborate, speech such as "I'm sorry," "No," "Can you please give me one more chance," and "Hi" are deliberate and have a social function in mind. Furthermore, a speech might contain just one word or several words or sentences, although it may also signify the same function or meaning, such as "I am sorry" and "I didn't mean to disappoint you." Both vary in the number of words but carry the same meaning. Hence, meaningful speech is transmitted with a goal in mind. The three components of speech act are related to three elements of communication: the speaker, the message, and the receiver or hearer. Elocution is aligned with the speaker. This conveys the function and purpose of the speaker. Locution is the action of speaking the message. And perlocution is the effect of the message to the receiver. To expound each one, here are three illustrations. Locution pertains to the actual spoken message. Elocution conveys the intention of the speaker. Perlocution, on the other hand, is the response of the receiver. The first speech act is locution. It is a word, expression, or phrase used by a particular person or group in certain situations. It is an act of producing an expression that is meaningful. Random sounds or nonsense words are not considered locution. Locution is divided into three acts. These are the phonic act, where general verbal ideas are beginning. The phatic act pertains to weaving a meaningful sentence using the general words. Lastly is the rhetoric act, where the spoken message is designed for a specific situation. For instance, the boy wants to confess his feelings to his friend, but he is afraid to be rejected. He starts to think and speak of ideas based on his feelings. He arranged the words into a meaningful sentence, although he revised the sentence so that it is not too risky. From "I love you very much" to I can never find an important friend like you. These three acts help begin and utter ideas which can be arranged into coherent sentences and eventually be changed or revised based on the situation of the speaker. The next speech act is elocution. It is the action performed by the speaker in producing a given utterance. It's closely connected with the speaker's intention. Simply put, it is the purpose or intention of the message. There are different intention of words. These are assertive, which aims to communicate information about some state of affairs. Directive, to make the receiver do something. Commissive, to engage the speaker to carry out some future course of action. Expressive, to express the speaker's emotion or attitude about an event or proposition. And declaration, to establish the immediate effect to a state of affair. Examples such as, the weather is humid. Get me a glass of water. Promise you'll get me something cold. I feel angry and restless because of the heat. And I declare this as the hottest day in the Philippines. These are different sentences, yet all revolve around the topic of weather. The last speech act is perlocution. It is the action or state of mind brought about or as a consequence of saying something. This is the direct response of the receiver. The effect of the message may result to action, change of attitude, or unexpected consequences. The result is brought about from convincing, persuading, deterring, surprising, scaring, enlightening, inspiring, and impressing someone. An example of perlocution is when the speaker says, I have the latest DSLR camera model. Would you like to borrow it? The response of the receiver is the perlocution act. The response can differ from the receiver might think the speaker is impressing him or wants to become his friend. The response of the receiver can vary depending on how the message is interpreted and delivered. Another example is, don't eat the cake. The intention of the speaker is to warn the receiver. The perlocution act of the receiver is that she might not eat the cake. Overall, the speech act theory underscores that utterances have an intended effect. Spoken messages have a goal, whether it may be direct or implied. This theory is composed of different aspects, namely locution, elocution, and perlocution. Locution is the act of speaking words into meaningful messages. Elocution is the act of the speaker to convey an idea which has a function. This aligns with the intention of the speaker. Lastly, perlocution is the effect of the message to the receiver. The expected outcome of the message may vary. The receiver may or may not take action or response. These three aspects work together to understand a message with depth. I hope you've learned something new. If you enjoyed today's lesson and would like to share it with your fellow learners, you may like, share, and subscribe. See you soon for our next lesson.